Oh, hey there, buddy old pal. Haven't seen you in a while. Nice to see you wandering these parts. Nice to see you out in these YouTube streets. How you been? I've been busy, but today I've carved out some time for just you and me. And I've got, I don't know, somewhere between like 12 and 15 tips to avoid burnout as a creator. Now, I am specifically aiming towards writing in this video. However, if you are a different type of creator, maybe you paint, maybe you dance, maybe you do all the things, most of these tips will still apply to you. So, going to start with the most controversial. Why not? Let's see how you feel about this one. Don't write every day. Whoa, wait a minute. Did someone in the community say don't write every day? Yes. If you've been in the writing community, especially for any length of time, if you've been in the writing community for 5 minutes, you've probably heard 5 times that you should write every day. That to be a writer, you have to write every day. That to get good at writing, go ahead, take a guess. That's right, you have to write every day. And again, this applies to creativity across the board. So paint every day, dance every day, fill in the blank. I don't agree with this. I feel like this, for me personally, okay, so everything I say is my own feelings, my own perspective from what I have learned on my own journey with creativity. Nothing is written in stone. Nothing is a hard and fast rule. This is just my own advice, my own perspective. Feel free to take anything that works, leave behind what doesn't, and we'll call it even. First thing, yes, don't write every day, because I can say for myself, when I started to write every day, because I felt like that's what you're supposed to do, at first it was fun, but fun became less fun, then less fun became not fun, then not fun became, this feels like a fucking chore. And I don't want my craft, the thing that I love, to turn into another chore, another thing I have to check off my to-do list. If you want to write every day, that's a whole other story. If you feel inspired, you're like, yep, this is what I want to do with my precious time today. You want to write every day. If you get up and you're like, yep, tonight or today, whenever I want to write, fantastic. Write every day. Don't miss a day. Every single day, get down and write. Perfect. Or dance, whatever it may be. Or, of course, if you have a very tight deadline, maybe you have an editor you're working with who expects a certain amount of work done by a certain period of time. Depending on the amount of work and how fast you work, it may be that you have to write every day. But if you have the choice to not write every day and you don't want to write every day, I would encourage you to give yourself permission to take a day here and there where you need to step back and breathe. Let your writing breathe. Let your brain spend some time processing the information instead of piling more in. I would personally say try not to go any more than a week, preferably not more than a few days without doing the thing. If you're like me, where a few days a week can easily become a downhill spiral, where it's just the thing I said I wasn't going to do for, a week, now it's been a month. For me, I need to kind of make sure every few days I'm doing something to touch base with my craft to keep me consistent and accountable to my creativity. My creativity expects me to show up and utilize it, but I also have other things in my life that take time, and I sometimes need that step away. I will say the bigger of a step back you take, the bigger of a step forward you're going to have to take to come back to where you were. So if you take one day off, I don't think your whole writing career or your whole, your talent's going to crumble into dust. But if you take a week, 2 weeks, now you're probably starting to lose maybe a little too much ground. Mental health is a real thing, okay? So I want to say that, that just popped in my head. Mental health is a real thing. It should be your number one priority over your editor, over your writing career, over being like, look, I'm this person who writes every day. Your mental health is your responsibility. Making sure that you're doing the things you need to do, including taking rest when you need to take rest, saying no when you need to say no, walking away from something if it's costing you your mental health. So I definitely feel like that does not get talked about enough. And not everyone has the luxury of writing every day. Maybe you do. Maybe you write full time, and great, that's wonderful. Or my mental health, my physical health. These things will always come before my writing. I love my creativity. I love my writing. But for me to have that be a healthy aspect of my life, it cannot take precedent over the things that are truly vital to my life. I can't neglect my husband, my dogs, my home, my health, just so that I can prove that I'm a real writer. So I think we need to leave space for the people who either don't have the luxury of writing every single day, or have mental health issues or physical health issues that don't allow them that luxury of writing every day. It doesn't make you any less of a writer or a creative. And that's my final say on that. So feel free to disagree with me in the comments. I know it's a little controversial to say this when not everyone, but when so many other people who have been in this community much longer are saying the opposite, which is to write every day. But again, this is my own perspective. For me, when I was trying to force myself to write every day, I started to feel burned out. I was not excited about getting up to write anymore. And I could feel the joy getting stripped from something that once was a huge source of my happiness and a huge source of my self-expression. So that is that. For anyone who would like to stick around for a card. Whoa. Surrender your belief in scarcity. There's never enough time. There's never enough resources. The more we come from that mindset, the more you say that, the more you think it, the more it becomes an ingrained belief. And I know, because this is something I struggle with myself. When you come from a place of fear of scarcity, fear there won't be enough of something, you tend to make poor decisions, or at least ones that aren't as beneficial as the ones you would make if you weren't coming from that mindset. If you had faith that maybe you won't have everything you want, but if you're resourceful and creative, you'll have everything you need. The universe is asking you to open the infinite nature of abundance. In this way, you can remove blocks in your life and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, so that is it for today. Do you agree with me about the writing every day thing? Do you disagree? Do you not write? I know right now most of my subscribers are writers. That's why I've mostly focused on that. But do I have any people out here on this channel who dance or paint or do something else? Let me know, and I will try to work some more of that in to the conversation. All right, I am very eager to hear what you have to say about this controversial information I'm passing along. So please drop it in the comments if you enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe, comment, do something to show a little love. If you hate it, leave it a dislike. That will still help me out. So thank you. And until next time, take care.